Welcome back, focused learners, to another explainer. Today, we're looking at something you probably see absolutely everywhere, from trendy urban studios to your daily Instagram feed. But we're going to completely reframe how you think about it. We're taking yoga out of the gym and putting it straight under the microscope. Our goal today is to show you how this ancient practice isn't just some physical workout, it is a vital, scientifically backed biological bridge right back to the natural world. If you've been feeling the absolute grind of modern life lately, the science we're about to cover is going to explain exactly why, and more importantly, how to actually fix it. Okay, let's dive into this. Have you ever felt this deep, almost unexplainable sense of burnout after a long week? You know, commuting, doom scrolling, sitting under those awful fluorescent lights staring at spreadsheets? Well, that feeling is completely valid, and it actually has a scientific name. Popularized by Richard Louv, it's called nature deficit. Now, this isn't just about, missing the sight of some trees. It is a literal reduction in meaningful interaction with natural environments. Because we evolved outdoors, spending our lives trapped in artificial environments causes our biological regulatory systems to just go haywire. Our stress responses, our sleep-wake cycles, and even our emotional baselines become fundamentally dysregulated. And to truly understand the cure here, we have to recognize the severity of the disease. The physical toll of these urban stressors, it's a very real modern crisis. We're talking noise pollution from constant traffic, degraded air quality, and the relentless information overload from our devices. These aren't just annoying psychological distractions, right? They trigger real, measurable physiological responses. Environmental psychology research directly links these exact artificial conditions to skyrocketing rates of anxiety, depression, and even a significantly elevated risk of cardiovascular disease. Your body is practically screaming that it's out of its natural habitat. So how do we fix a biological system that is just so deeply out of sync with its environment? We look for a systematic solution.
Section 2. Yoga, the Science of Union.
Let's see how an ancient, structured practice directly addresses our modern dysregulation. It really helps to look at how this practice has evolved over time. Back in the ancient era, classical texts like Patanjali's Yoga Sutras described yoga as chitta vritti nirodha, which basically means the cessation of mental fluctuations to achieve profound clarity. Fast forward to June 21st, 2014, and the United Nations formally declared the International Day of Yoga. They intentionally chose the summer solstice, a day symbolizing light and natural cycles, to recognize its global importance. And now, in the present day, we aren't just relying on philosophy anymore. Hard science is actively validating yoga as a measurable tool for achieving both internal biological balance and external ecological balance. And this brilliantly illustrates the overlap between ancient wisdom and modern data. Let's compare these two conceptions of connection side by side. So the word yoga comes from the Sanskrit root yuj, meaning to unite. For thousands of years, this meant the ultimate union of the body, the mind, individual consciousness, and the natural world. The ancient mystics literally believed separation from nature was an illusion. Now, contrast this with modern ecology. This is the scientific consensus that human beings are fundamentally embedded within and entirely dependent upon broader ecosystems. When you look at it, the mystics and the ecologists are essentially saying the exact same thing. Human health and environmental health are totally inseparable. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how perfectly this ancient philosophy maps onto our modern understanding of human biology. In yogic and Ayurvedic traditions, nature is understood through the 5 elements, or pancha mahabhuta. Look at how neatly they align with human homeostasis. Earth, or Prithvi, corresponds directly to our musculoskeletal system, providing stability, structure, and grounding. Water represents our blood and cellular fluids, allowing for adaptability, flow, and regulation. Fire, or Agni, perfectly describes our metabolism and digestion, driving transformation and cellular energy. And air, or Vayu, aligns with our nervous system and our breath. Maintaining a balance of these elements was literally the ancient way of describing what we now call physiological homeostasis. And that perfectly sets up our next crucial focus. Let's shift gears from these conceptual, macro ideas down to the literal mechanics of your body. Section 3. Breath, the biological bridge. Yoga places a massive emphasis on breath regulation, which is known as pranayama. And science shows us exactly why this works, step by step. Let's walk through this sequence. It's actually fascinating. Step 1. When you engage in slow, regulated breathing, you initiate a highly controlled intake of air. Step 2. This careful regulation stabilizes your carbon dioxide levels, which in turn optimizes your blood pH. Step 3. This specific physiological state flips a switch in your body, activating the parasympathetic nervous system. That's your rest and digest mode. Step 4. The results are measurable. Your stress hormone cortisol drops, and your heart rate variability, or HRV, significantly improves. This is pure, stress-busting scientific magic happening inside your body with just a few mindful breaths. So the crucial point is this. Air is the absolute most continuous interface you have with your environment. Seriously, take a deep breath right now as you listen to this explainer. That breath you just took, it isn't just a nice metaphor for connection. It is a literal, physical exchange of matter between your lungs and the biosphere. You are quite literally swapping molecules with trees, oceans, and complex atmospheric systems. You are physically tethered to the natural world at this very second. Now that we've zoomed all the way in on the breath, let's scale the narrative back up. If we're physically this connected to nature, what happens when we intentionally combine this biological bridge with the great outdoors? Section 4. Healing the relational divide. Research in environmental medicine tells us that practicing yoga in natural settings creates a massive synergistic effect. Combining physical movement with sensory nature immersion dramatically reduces sympathetic nervous system activity. So that's your fight or flight response finally powering down. It improves your mood and enhances body awareness. But critically, it triggers what psychologists call attention restoration theory, or ART. Think of your urban, screen-staring brain as a heavily depleted battery, right? ART proves that natural environments naturally replenish the cognitive resources we drain daily in our highly directed artificial urban lives. Nature, combined with mindful movement, is quite literally a biological fast charge for your brain. Let's see how this builds into an undeniable scientific reality. The unity between human and nature isn't just metaphysical poetry, it is hard system science. Look at these principles. Biogeochemical cycles prove there is a continuous exchange of matter between us and the environment. Ecological interdependence shows our survival strictly relies on stable ecosystems. Neurobiological plasticity proves our brains physically rewire and adapt based on our exposure to natural stimuli. And embodied cognition tells us that our sensory interactions with the world literally shape how we think. Science proves that unity is our biological default setting. And here is the most beautifully surprising part of all this research. Healing our internal relational divide naturally heals our external ecosystems. Behavioral research reveals that as we increase our internal mindfulness, becoming more aware of our bodily signals and our breath, we organically develop stronger pro-environmental attitudes. People who practice the structured reconnection naturally report greater sensitivity to ecological issues, and they make more sustainable decisions. It makes sense, right? When you realize you're a part of the ecosystem, you inherently want to protect it. Which leads us to this profound thought, summarizing our entire explainer today. To be fully present within yourself is to rediscover your connection with the world around you. Think about the weight of that. The International Day of Yoga isn't just about celebrating flexibility, it's a global reminder that your health and the Earth's health are the exact same thing. Taking a moment to ground yourself isn't selfish, it's an absolutely fundamental step toward global ecological awareness. So I leave you with this final challenge. How are you going to change your routine today to repair your own biological bridge to the natural world? Are you going to take your next break away from the screen? Will you step outside, feel the earth under your feet, and just consciously breathe for 5 minutes? The science is clear and the power is literally right there in your lungs. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, Focus Learners. Get out there, take a deep breath, and I'll see you next time.